Hello everyone, and welcome to the first iteration of No Borders Model United Nations, or NB-MUN 2020. My name is Nithya Gopalakrishnan, and I've had the absolute honor of serving as the Headquarters Secretary General for this conference. Over the last 4 months, I was able to work alongside Nicole and Johan, two extremely capable individuals who make up the Deputy Secretary Generals for Headquarters, and Adya, our extremely talented brand marketing director who's been fully responsible for our social media and online presence. The highlights of my experience so far preparing for this conference have included collaborating on the Delegate Code of Conduct and creating and refining the UNA-USA Rules of Procedure and associated sharing script. For me, this conference isn't just a way to further develop my own knowledge about Model United Nations, but it has also served as a platform to meet like-minded students all across the world who all share the same passion for MUN that I do. Now with this came calls and messages that happened at all times of the day to accommodate for time zones, learning opportunities for different procedural styles, and insights into how conferences were run in a host of different continents. This was an experience that I wouldn't trade for anything, and it's culminating in our conference today. Now, the old standard for Model United Nations conferences was that delegates would meet face-to-face, interact in person, and spend times enclosed in the same space, debating and collaborating in order to reach one shared goal, the resolution of an issue. However, this simply isn't something that's feasible given today's global pandemic. This is where the founders of this conference come in. Now, Mr. Harris and Richard Kang had the brilliant idea of creating a virtual conference that runs in 2 separate time zones in order to cater to both hemispheres and provide you, our delegates, with a truly international experience, all while donating to UNICEF. Thanks to this vision, we have a diverse staff and secretariat with students from all across North America and Asia, and you, our delegates, come from a host of different countries around the world. Being the only headquarters secretariat member myself that's from North America, I was able to get exposure to a variety of new perspectives, all because of how accessible this conference was designed to be. Now, Model United Nations as a whole serves as a way to bridge the gap between students and global issues, and this conference is no exception. While tackling a host of concepts and topics, you as delegates will be able to interact with so many other like-minded individuals who share your passion for action, activism, and public speaking. I highly encourage all participating delegates to consider the wide variety of perspectives being presented to you. And when you're approaching these issues, I truly hope that you can get an insight into whole other ways of thinking. As delegates, you are responsible for accurate research and maintaining diplomacy throughout the conference, especially in this sort of online environment. As such, we expect to see in-depth knowledge as well as clear representation of your country's policy and respect for other delegates. I hope to see insightful discussion and debate, as well as collaborative effort in coming up with solutions to the variety of issues presented to you. But above all else, I hope that you, as delegates, can gain an insight on global issues in a way that's both entertaining and educational. I truly hope that NB-MUN is an opportunity for you to develop skills in teamwork, cooperation, public speaking, and policy making, while still being a lot of fun. I am so excited to see what this conference has in store, and I truly wish all of you the very best.
Hello delegates, my name is Nicole Tan. I'm a senior at Hong Kong International School and I'm honored to serve as one of your Deputy Secretary Generals for the very first No Borders MUN conference. I started my MUN journey a little over 5 years ago, so I'm thrilled to be a part of something so international like NBMUN in my very last year of high school MUN. Over the past few months, I've had the pleasure of working with the entire HQ Secretariat closely and specifically on the definement aspects of the conference. I know that the pandemic has hindered a lot of your experiences as a delegate, so I sincerely hope that whether this is your first conference or your 10th conference, that you'll all learn something at NBMUN. And I wish you all the best of luck over the next 2 days.
Delegate and advisors, my name is Tehsin and I am currently a junior at Logos International School. For the first iteration of No Borders Model UN, I will be serving as your Secretary General for the Zone 2. With 58 secretariats and chair members from 11 different countries, No Borders Model UN will provide an international conference like no other. The secretariats and the chairs of No Borders Model UN has put in so much work and effort into this conference. With a diverse range of topics from artificial intelligence to the militarization of space, as well as the Spanish flu, this conference will provide a unique experience to all the delegates. The secretariats and chairs are excited to see this conference come into fruition, and we hope you all are as excited as we are. We would like to wish you all the best as you embark on all of your debates, as you come together to write resolution, and as you state your points through speeches. Thank you, delegates and advisors, and I wish you all the best once again.
Hi, my name is Shreya Margale, and I will be your Deputy Secretary General for Time Zone 2 in No Borders MUN. I'm a senior at Mahindra International School in Pune, India. I have been an MUN participant for almost 4 years now. Through Model UN, I have discovered a platform that allows you to transform knowledge into action and awareness. I've also developed my public speaking skills, made friends from all over the world, and better understood the socio-political nuances in this world. With the COVID pandemic, as we adjust to life in this new digital normal, it's even more important to have these cognizant conversations online, as we're all global citizens in a digital space. I hope that No Borders MUN provides you the opportunities to have enlightened discussions about socio-political and global issues in this world, while making new friends along the way.
Greetings, delegates. My name is Patrick Lin, and I'm a junior at Taipei American School. As I progress towards the end of my 5-year MUN career, I am very excited to be part of this unique opportunity as a secretariat member of a truly online global MUN conference during a time of a pandemic. One important aspect of Model United Nations is the need to forge connections. Making connections is more important than getting attention. Furthermore, it is important for us to remember the need for diplomacy. United we stand, divided we fall. I hope you all will remember what those two things are all about during the next 2 days. I hope you all will have fun. Thank you.
Hello delegates, my name is Etheridge from the American School in Japan, and I will be serving as a Zone 2 Under Secretary General for SPECPOL and OSCRC. From space law to biological weapons, there is no doubt that your research has made you into utmost experts in your respective fields. As such, I urge you to apply this knowledge with your fellow delegates to form effective resolutions to these pressing issues. Best of luck, delegates.
Esteemed delegates, chairs, advisors, and fellow secretariats. Hello, my name is Andrew Choi, a current junior at Korea International School. It is the most honor to serve as one of the Undersecretary General for the first ever No Borders MUN conference. With the conference being held virtual, it is an amazing opportunity for delegates to share their opinions freely and comfortably without any pressure. I hope the 2 days of the conference will leave an impact to everybody's life and serving as a stepping stone to success. And I hope delegates will have a fruitful and constructive debate in order to solve the issues at hand today. Thank you.
Dear delegates, chairs, and advisors, thank you for attending No Borders Model United Nations. I want to start by commending you for attending this conference and staffing this conference because you are doing something incredible, which is starting something new and doing so in the middle of a pandemic. And this, I think, is going to be something that you'll look back on fondly. And I believe it's an incredible feat because it takes a certain mindset to not just survive during adversity, but to thrive. My name is Kevin Felix Chan, which makes my initials KFC, and I am one of the co-founders of Best Delegate Model United Nations, the world's leading resource for Model UN. We serve over 850,000 students every year through our Model UN resources online, and over 4,000 students every year through our virtual Model United Nations Institute. And I've had the chance to teach in over 20 countries around the world, including in Honduras, which is where I first met Mr. Harris, back when he was teaching there, the founder of No Borders Model UN. Today, I would like to talk about the simple act of starting something new. And I want to share 3 stories from my own journey about the power of starting something new and where this journey can take you. And so I will share about my experience starting Model UN for the first time, my own experience starting Best Delegate, and my experience starting the virtual Model UN Institute just this year. So when I first started doing Model UN, I was one of those delegates who was super shy and nervous. And if you told me to make a speech, I would be nervously shaking already. And I would write out my entire speech because I wasn't sure what to say. And then I would look away from the audience because I was afraid to make eye contact. And so because I was nervous and shaking and hiding behind my speech, I would end up looking a little bit like this. So that was me when I first started doing Model UN. But fortunately, I got better over time with practice. And eventually, I got to serve as the Secretary General of my high school Model UN program. I went to college at UCLA and eventually got to serve as the Secretary General of their college conference and as their head delegate or team captain of their Model UN team. And I volunteered for Model UN conferences around the United States. And during my senior year of university, I got to serve as the Secretary General of a conference held at the United Nations headquarters in New York. And I was super fortunate that year because the keynote speaker was then Secretary General Ban Ki-moon. And so I got to introduce Secretary General Ban Ki-moon in front of 2,400 delegates at the United Nations General Assembly Hall. So I believe that speaking with confidence and speaking at the United Nations starts with making your first speech in Model UN today. So don't be afraid to raise your placard, or I guess in this case, raise your hand on Zoom, jump in during lobbying, jump in during unmoderated caucus, and make your voice heard. Second, I want to share about my experience when I first started doing Best Delegate. So after graduation, I was working in corporate and I was sitting in my cubicle and I thought, all this knowledge that I have about Model UN is just going to waste. And that's so sad. I should do something about that. And so I partnered up with one of my best friends who I met through the same Model UN committee. His name is Ryan Villanueva. And the two of us said, hey, we're not competing for awards anymore. Let's just put all our knowledge out there. And let's just blog about Model UN. And so we started bestdelegate.com. And after a while, people said, hey, your content's pretty good. You guys should do some coaching or maybe some workshops or write a book or something. And so the two of us took a trip to Costa Rica together for vacation. And while we're walking along the beach, we thought, you know what? What if we quit our jobs and just taught Model UN full time as our job? And so we did. So since then, I've had an opportunity to travel to over 20 countries around the world teaching Model UN and working with all sorts of students ranging from indigenous youth in India all the way to the royal family in the Middle East. And so to this date, we've had over 3 million participants use Best Delegate resources worldwide. So I believe that making a difference and making a difference in others starts with giving back, sharing your passion and your expertise. Regardless if you are a chair or if you're an experienced delegate or even a novice delegate today, make other delegates the hero. Think about how you can empower other delegates and bring out the best in other delegates. Make them the leaders and you will become the leader. And I believe that is how you win in Model UN and also how you win in life. Last but not least, when I first started the virtual MUN Institute, which was literally this year. So when COVID hit, all the MUN Institute summer camps that we would run during the summer had to be shut down. And I thought, that would be unfortunate for students that can't do Model UN this summer. How can I still help and bring out the best in this situation? And I started putting on my empathy hat and talking to parents and students. And all the students shared, I really missed my friends while I was stuck at home. Online school at the time wasn't fun. Students were complaining it was just lectures and homework. And students missed Model UN. They missed having something that was engaging and fun and interactive. And that's when I realized I could create a virtual Model United Nations Institute and make that fun. And so we pivoted to that. And to this date, over the spring and the summer, we've had over 2,600 students do the virtual MUN Institute. And this fall, we've expanded that to even more experiences. So now there's the virtual MUN Institute courses, there's virtual MUN conferences, and also a virtual MUN Institute community where students can get together and collaborate and make friends. And so I believe the key to all of this creativity, was the ability to let things go. What I mean by that is letting go my expectations for how things are supposed to be, letting go of any preconceived notions of what I believe Model UN should be. And so I think creating the future for this world starts with letting things go. Letting go of any boundaries in your head, letting go of any preconceived notions, letting go of any borders. And you are all already doing this. You are all at No Borders Model UN, one of the first virtual Model UN conferences taking place in this world and in this school year. And so you have all already started something new. You are all incredible for being part of this MUN journey. And I am genuinely excited to see where this journey and where your new experiences take you. Bring out the best in each other this weekend and have fun and enjoy your time. Thank you very much.
Hello, delegates from around the world. My name is Nickolas Harris. I am one of the co-founders of No Borders MUN. The idea of having an online international conference first came to mind in March. Our team, like many other MUN teams, had all our conferences canceled in the springtime, and we decided to have a small online conference just within our team. Upon completion of this online conference, I had a little survey go out, and I was expecting maybe 10-20% of my delegates to say they prefer the online platform over the in-person one. But to my surprise, over half my delegates said they prefer doing it from online, from their own houses, than going out and having MUN in person. This was both a sobering reminder to myself that each generation looks at online platforms differently, and it was reminiscent of how my generation has a very different approach to online platforms to my parents' generation. A good example would be many of my friends had their first job interviews online, something unthinkable for my parents' generation. In a similar vein, it made me realize that the younger generation, the Generation Z, you guys, are far more open and receptive towards having these online-only conferences. I then spoke to the co-founder, Richard Kang, and we started planning from March. Put together a secretariat from wonderful students from around the world. The same goes with chairs, found chairs from around the world. We then recruited schools in June, July, and here we are in September, about to start. Like any conference that is running for the first time, we do foresee potential hiccups here and there, especially in regards to technology. We ask in advance for your utmost patience and understanding if any issues were to arise. We at No Borders MUN are incredibly excited that you are here to join us digitally over this weekend, where hopefully delegates will engage in fruitful debate, interesting conversation, and in crisis committees, hopefully no one will die. Again, thank you so much for joining us for our very first conference. And let's all have fun.